Championship Manager 2001-2002. What a game. It's basically where it all started. Building on the success of the 98 and 99 versions, this edition from the now famous franchise blew all expectations out of the water and kickstarted a new trend in the world of gaming. For managerial enthusiasts, this still is and will likely remain the best managerial game in history. Where it lacked in detail and data, it made up for in character, charisma, and boasted a long list of players who were developed into the 0.9% of elite global superstars, even though they cost your Dundee United team less than 100k. What a bargain. To celebrate these gems, we give you 7 Championship Manager 2001-2002 Wonderkids. Who were they? What happened to them in real life? What the f are they doing now? Starting at number 7, it's Swedish centre midfield maestro Kim KALLSTROM. While others may only remember Kim from his brief stint at Arsenal, which was just an all-round flop of a transfer, he came, he saw from the injury room, he did not conquer. There was in fact a time where Kim was one of the hottest prospects in world football. So long as you don't ask why he's at Norwich, here he is at Norwich. This is a couple years into his development, but you can clearly see that he progresses into a phenomenal player. 20 for decisions and influence make the 23-year-old an absolute don of a centre midfielder. Kim may have enjoyed a good spell at Lyon and made over 100 appearances for his country, but he is never as influential as to score 20, maybe 12, and at Arsenal, -9. 6, the blonde-haired French defender who would turn any decent side into a Champions League winning outfit. Philippe MEXES. MEXES is 20 years old on the game and at his first club, French side Auxerre. You can sign him for relatively cheap on the game and within 2 years he will develop into one of the best CBs in the world. In reality, MEXES almost reached those heights, however his big money moves were to Roma in 2004 and then AC Milan 7 years down the line. He never claimed the Champions League title in real life, but he did score that outrageous bicycle kick. Even Championship Manager didn't have him down for that type of skill. Moving into the world of insane Swedes, we start with JONAS LUNDEN. Pretty much everyone tried to sign JONAS on the game once word caught of his knack for a goal or 2, or 20, or 40. Here he is at Leeds after lighting it up at Bolton and also at Ajax, signing for 3.5 million and going on to score 43 goals in one storming season of 2005. Now, Messi and Ronaldo may do that for fun nowadays, but that was unheard of back in the day. On planet Earth and not a computer simulation screen, however, JONAS never really hit those heights. Okay, I'm being polite. He was pants. The Swede never made it out of his home nation and wound up in their second tier. He did win one international cap, but presumably that was given to him on the basis of his Championship Manager exploits. Keeping it Swede, we have FREDRIK RISP. Now, Champion Football Manager games do run tendencies to glorify certain nations more so than others. England, for example, are consistently gifted with Wonderkids and always do bits at tournaments. Nothing like real life then. In 01-02, it was Sweden's turn to be showered in gold with FREDRIK RISP the tip of the iceberg. Along with London, he played for IFK Göteborg, and having sent your scouts over there for a quick glance, you would end up signing both. They were that cheap. RISP was a defender who gave you solid 8 or 9 ratings every game, and he enjoyed popping up with a winner too. In reality, there's literally nothing of interest when it comes to his career. I mean, are those football clubs or Harry Potter spells? RISP is now a football agent and has this badass name. Please follow him on Twitter, not that this is a plug. 3. Michael Stewart. Another 20-year-old, it seemed having just sprouted out of your teens, 20 was the ripe age to kick on as one of the world's greatest players. Stewart had the globe at his feet on Champ M, and although he sounds like a contestant who finished 6th on Pop Idol, he had the X Factor back then. Terrible puns, I know. A Manchester United youth prospect, you would have done well to spot him out from the likes of Paul Scholes, the Neville brothers and Beckham. But if you did sign him, it was a complete game changer and the young Scot will comfortably go on to become the heartbeat of whichever side you picked. In reality, he spent most of the time going from Hibs to Hearts, then Hearts to Hibs, or Hearts to Hibs, then Hibs to Hearts. Something like that. It's all Scottish football and nobody actually cares. Moving forward, and a player we actually all know about, RAFAEL van der Vaart. The technically brilliant Dutch player is still going at the age of 34, playing in the Danish league with a team I cannot pronounce. On Championship Manager, RAFAEL was the ultimate creative and attacking spark, and that was built from his 52 goals in 117 games for Ajax. He was part of a talent glut at the Cruyff Arena and one of the most valuable players on the list. Unfortunately, that meant that unless you started with the likes of Barca or Real Madrid, you probably weren't going to sign him. Our final player on the list, and of course we are back to another Swede, Kennedy BAKIRCIOGLU. The 22-year-old Hammarby forward was capable of causing havoc for the opposition anywhere across the front line. He had great acceleration and decision making with 16 dribbling, stamina and 18 technique, and this was all at the very start of the game. He wasn't that bad in real life and did finish up his career with a fairy tale almost as beautiful as the one you would have scripted on Championship Manager. Having began his career at Hammarby IF and playing over 100 games, he went on to test his mettle across Europe with the likes of FC Twente and Racing Santander. But just as you'd do on a manager game like this, he re-signed for Hammarby at the tail end of his career. He was given the captaincy and led the scoring charts 10 years after his first appearances in green and white. In fact, at 36 years old, he's still there now and has fallen back into a more cultured central midfield role. Kennedy, you legend. That's all from HITC Top Corner. We hope you enjoyed our list of wonder kids from the Championship Manager 2001-2002 game. Of course, we couldn't fit them all in, so please let us know who you would have liked to hear about in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe Top Corner Gaming.